And welcome back to the Unfiltered podcast. As always, my name is Nick Cab.
And I'm Jay Jones. What's up, fuckers?
St. Joe in the hizzy.
And we're glad that you guys are along for the ride. We have a very, very special guest. We have a lot to get to tonight. So we're going to bring him in real quick. Want to introduce him. Our guest today, guys, is a comedian. He is from Canada. He has 35,000 followers on YouTube as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. He has over 10,000 on Instagram and over 1.2 million followers on TikTok. He is a self-proclaimed sit-down comedian and is the author of over 97, shall we say, alternate children's books. I'd like everyone to give a big unfiltered welcome to Mr. Brad Gosse. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Nice.
We have gotten a kick out of your TikToks. We've gotten a kick out of your content. And for us, real quick, rules of the podcast. There are no rules. Anything goes. Say whatever the fuck you want. We are compiled of a bunch of people who take absolutely nothing for seriously. If you don't believe that, listen a couple episodes ago and see how the flat earthers think of us. But we have a ton of stuff for you. We usually do this in segments, so I'll kick it over to Jay and he'll get us started.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to Mr. Brad Gosse, Gross, Gosse, Gooey, Josie. How do you say that in French? France.
It rhymes with sauce.
Yeah, Brad Gosse. I like that. So, you're from Quebec.
That's right.
Yeah, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I looked you up on Wikipedia today, and let's just say they didn't have much to say.
I got canceled by Wikipedia.
Wow. But I'll tell you what, 27 million likes on your TikTok. That's impressive. So 346 years of combined comedic experience, all sitting down, all with, your hair looking as fabulous as it does tonight. And I also saw you on, I don't know how to say it because I've never been on there. Is it Omegle? Omegle?
Yeah.
Omegle? Okay. What is it?
Megalomaniac?
Yes. I find it particularly funny, especially when you try to get people to laugh, or they say they can't make them laugh, and it lasts less than 30 seconds. I mean, they usually last almost about the same time as I do with sex.
Seems
Pretty
legit.
good. Yeah. I'm a star. I have a vaginus that we haven't really talked about yet, but maybe we can talk about that later when I ask you some other stuff. But how did you get into comedy? Like, what was growing up? Obviously in Canada, that's a joke as it is. But I mean, like, how did you really become decide to want to be a sit-down comic?
Our biggest joke is our dollar.
You have $1?
No, it's only 86 cents.
It's okay. The euro, our dollar is 86 cents to their euro, so
Exactly.
we know how it is now.
So we're all a fraction of somebody else.
That's right. I like it. So what got you into comedy?
I like making people laugh. And my style of humor has always been the worst. Like the fork dropping at the dinner table kind of jokes that just piss people off and shut down rooms. And I can't not do it. Like I just can't. So eventually I had a midlife crisis and found an outlet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is it considered dark humor? Is that, a kind of I guess field of comedy that you're into? I mean,
Yeah,
is that the avenue?
dark humor is like clean water.
Okay,
It's not for everybody.
Got it. Okay, it's very true. Especially depends on where you live. Like if you live in Michigan, Flint, Michigan's got some pretty bad water.
Right.
But I've seen some dark humor. I saw some people get canceled these days. I think it's probably difficult to not get canceled in this culture. But have you found it? Is the avenue going with? Have you found it difficult, or is it just still the same with cancel culture?
It's easy not to get canceled when you don't have an employer.
Or if you don't give a fuck.
Well, both,
Right.
right? You kind of have to have
Right.
both, like, because if you don't give a fuck, but you have an employer, then that person can fire you. Like if if I worked for, I don't know, Saturday Night Live or NBC or some TV network or something like that, or I had a publisher, then there's lots of people that could fire me. I had a radio show or something that could fire me, but I'm just a dude in my basement self-publishing books on the internet. Like, who?
True.
There's nobody in between me and the distribution, so you can't
Right.
cancel me.
Yeah, we had a good discussion about
Brilliant.
that the other day. 90. So have you been an author of anything other than the? I'm not going to get into the books. We're going to save that for later. But have you been an author of anything else other than the funny books that we're going to dive into here in a little bit, which I'm excited to
The
get to?
alternate children's tales.
Yes, the alternate, the ass books.
I wrote an alternate business book in 2012. That was my first book.
Okay.
And it was called Chronic Marketer. It was just a book about being a pothead entrepreneur.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
and
Are you
did
into
really
the pot
well.
persuasions?
I love the pot.
Nice.
I love all pots.
I love pots. I like pots you can piss in. And spittoons are my
I like
favorite.
sex pots.
Sex pods or pots?
Sex pots.
Like filled with jism?
No, those are that's a Canadian phrase for whore.
Oh, I love that. Sex pots.
Sex pots.
Yeah, well, we just found
She's
the
a sex
episode
pot.
name.
She's a sex
love
pot.
She is a sex pot. There's a song that has that in there. Maybe it's Stone Temple Pilots have it in one of their songs.
Must be.
I don't know. Are you into music or anything? You got any?
I love music.
Yeah, we like Celine Dion.
I love some Celine.
Yeah, she's.
Why's it got to be a Canadian?
He goes
Same
straight
reason
for
you
he
fuck
goes-
boys.
He's
You're Catholic. Same reason the guy wanted, the same reason this one guy, I was watching some, comedian online the other day, and I think he might have been right up your alley, Brad. I mean, he was talking about why him and his wife got an abortion, and people were like booing and like talking about it. And it's like, wow, that's pretty heavy stuff to be talking about. And he says, well, it wasn't for any, it wasn't because we had any righteous reason. He just wanted to see what it was like to kill a baby.
Seems
Nice.
legit. I mean, I would do it. I would wait. I'd do a retroactive abortion. Wait till the baby's like 18 years old.
I like that. A homesick abortion per se.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can get it back in there.
Great value abortion.
Yes, the wish version.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So have we hit every Canadian stereotype? Like, do you like Ryan Reynolds and Jim Carrey
Justin
and
Bieber.
poutine and all that crap?
You haven't even come close to the stereotypes. You haven't
No,
come
Okay.
close to
we haven't
the
even talked about
stereotypes.
poutine or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't touched Nickelback. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Kroger.
Right.
Nickelback's
Right.
Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Come on.
Yeah.
That
But-
explains
but-
a lot.
The problem is that they only give you 2.5 cents back.
That's
You know,
right.
the best thing about Canada is it's next door to Nova Scotia.
Do you know what's on the back of a Canadian nickel?
Nova Scotia.
Fun fact. It's a beaver.
Oh, I love beaver.
Nice.
So were you a cartoonist prior to becoming a comedian? I heard about Vector Toons. Weren't you the creator of that studio? Or
I was the
founder?
creator of that company. I am not a cartoonist. I cannot draw.
Oh,
I hire talented people and I exploit them for all they're worth.
got it. Got it. I just
Nice.
got
I did the same
somebody's
thing.
watching because I just got a text message saying, "Don't ever talk about abortions again." I'm sorry.
Stick to
Not
Tell,
miscarriages.
tell that
Yeah.
listener to go fuck himself.
Yeah, I know exactly who that listener is.
Exactly who it is.
Get off the call, Mom.
Yeah. How'd you dig yourself out? Jesus. Oh man. So you're not there's so many things. We got to get to the Keb section because there's so many questions I have, but it all relates around what the Keb wants to talk about. So guess what? We're moving on. St. Joe, what do you got?
It's all good. It's all good. Well, being from so I'll be a little bit more maybe fun loving. I don't know. So from Canada right now, playoff hockey. Who you rooting for?
Nobody.
Really? No
I don't-
sports.
I don't fuck with sports.
Why's it gonna be hockey?
No
Well,
sports.
Canada.
Yeah.
It's
Why's it
hockey.
got to be hockey?
Well, okay, all right.
There's golfers up there.
You know,
too.
we invented basketball.
I know what I mean.
I
Still,
don't follow that either, so I couldn't help you.
all right. And I'm just gonna stick with the Canadian theme because we're just gonna rail
Do
on
it.
Canada,
Do it.
right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you part of the Pentaverance?
I don't even know what that is.
Have you watched that series, Mike Myers' Brilliance?
Oh God,
Do you guys have TV in Canada?
No.
No
Yeah,
TV
he's got
in
a new
Canada.
series. He's got a new series on and if you haven't, I would not to drop names or series, but it is very fun. And you want to see anything about a Canadian that picks a Canadian? It's hilarious. It has
I watched it. I couldn't last 10 minutes.
really.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it was cringe. It was cringe for 10 minutes.
Okay,
It's
all right.
really-
I thought it was
really-
very funny, but yeah,
I wanted to like it. I really did.
you wanted to like it. But
Yeah.
well, you can answer this: was the news person like a real news person type
Yeah.
type
Oh yeah.
stereotype?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That was that on.
he's a real guy. The guy that he was imitating is a real guy. I think he was, what was his name? Ken Shaw or something.
Yeah, he actual like newscaster type
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
That was pretty funny.
He
Okay, well that was
looked
that.
and sounded exactly like him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, that at least that makes me happy that was like a real person. But cool.
We
Well,
we actually
JS
have a listener quick, and the question is number one, hockey is not a sport anyway, and number two is what is your love affair with Justin Trudeau?
Oh.
Who is you? Why? When did it become you people?
Well, we're gonna get into that here in a little bit,
I
but
don't have a look. I'll tell you why Canadians love Justin Trudeau, because he brought us
Okay.
legal marijuana. That's why we
Gotcha.
love Justin Trudeau. It's the only reason he's prime minister, is that he told us he was going to legalize weed, and then he did, and he got us all so high that we're still voting for him.
He's a smart man.
Yeah, that's
Very
what
smart
happened.
man.
That's
Now,
what
I
happened.
saw something on Twitter, I believe it was, where you had a election. I believe it was an election, and it had something to do with a clown
Yeah.
face, and you had vote. Was it you that was running for an election?
No, I just made up election signs for the clown.
Got it.
Oh, I got one. It's back. I got one back here.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, nice. Look at
Nice. I love that.
vote for the clown.
A face you can trust.
Yep, a face you can trust. Excellent.
I just trolled the election with some signs, and it kind of failed horribly because I put a bunch out, and then we had a wicked storm, and everything just blew away. So
Got it. And I noticed that
$500 publicity stunt out the window.
right out
Try
the
again.
window.
Yeah, try again.
Well, it was a heck of a sign. I did like it. And I noticed that a little bit on your Twitter, you get a little bit political, but none of your books seem to be politically inclined, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you tend to, why is that? Do you not want to get into the politicals? There's one, I should say there was one Trump kind of book that was there, but you don't really dive into the political realm of it.
Every time I do, I regret it. You know, like the minute you display any kind of disdain for anything political, people immediately just want to be done with you. They're just like, oh, I can't believe you're on that side. You believe in that stack of things, you know. And it's
Right.
always like, you know, in Canada it's a little bit different. Like, you know, we kind of pick and choose our beliefs from the left and the right, and compile our own stack. But a lot of people are like, oh, you picked a stack from the right, or you picked a stack from the left. Like when I say cancel culture, left people go nuts. They get mad at me, you know, or if I make fun of, you know, masks or something else, you know, like it's like one side or the other gets mad at me. So I find the more political I get, the more I regret it. So
Right.
I try to stay outside of it as much as I can, because at the end of the day, if you're looking to the funny joke man for who to vote for, you got problems.
Right.
Right. So what are you listening to me for anyway? Like, why does
Right.
it even matter? The thing is that it used to be you could joke about the president, And so when I wrote that one book with Trump on the cover, it was joking about, it was a COVID joke. It was about how he kind of handled the first couple of weeks of COVID and the stuff that he said that was kind of goofy. And I just made fun of it. It wasn't even like anti-Trump. It was just anti screwing up the first couple of weeks of a pandemic.
Right.
But for some reason, everybody was like, oh, I didn't know you didn't like Trump. And it's like, nobody says, first of all, I'm Canadian. I don't have a dog in the fight. It's none of my business who your president is.
Right.
But if I make fun of him now, all of a sudden the Trump people are like, oh, you don't like our guy, we don't like you.
Right.
And it's like, but if I make fun of Biden, then the left people are going to do the same thing. If I'm, it's just like, so I just try to avoid it at all costs. Cause it's like, for some reason, everybody wants to cancel you when you don't like their guy.
Right. No, that's
smart. What are as a comedian, what are your thoughts on cancel culture?
I love cancel culture.
Why?
Well, okay, let's break cancel culture down, right? There's a few different areas, right? The first layer of cancel culture was okay, right? When we were canceling Harvey Weinstein, I think that was just fine, right? I mean, that dude is a predator and probably doesn't deserve to be free, never mind have his job. So I think that first layer was okay. The Me Too movement, all of that was okay. We were weeding out people who had gotten away with some terrible stuff. But then we moved to, I don't like that joke. Make that man disappear from the whole world. That's where it's gone. And what I experience as a person who people try to cancel is there are groups on Facebook of people who gather together and report all the same thing at the same time, like it's a coordinated attack to trick social networks into canceling you. Like they're literally like, okay, at 5 o'clock tomorrow, we're all going to report this one video and that person's going to come down. We're going to report this profile. That's cancel culture now. And cancel culture now is literally like, it's like a lynch mob feeding frenzy. It's like the villagers with the torches chasing Frankenstein, and I'm Frankenstein.
What do you think? I mean, my thing with cancel culture, especially, when I'm telling jokes in a fucking hotel or a strip mall, is that don't you fucking people have something better to do? Wouldn't you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, they spend a lot of time and energy on the things they don't like.
Sure.
And that's all. That is, to me, I'm with you. I find that the most fascinating part of the whole thing is that the hate watchers spend twice as long as the people who like you, just so that they can watch you mess up and report you a couple more times. And so I always tell them, like, if you're going to hate watch me, go do it on YouTube where I get paid.
Now, I'm kind of like you to where I have been known to say controversial things, specifically towards the church.
Okay.
And one church in particular. And I've gotten myself into some trouble sometimes. And do you find that when people problem with what you say or what you do? I mean, I've seen how you kind of handle it on TikTok. Hey, need to explain it for the people in the back. This is a joke, and I'm not Dr. fucking Seuss, which is my favorite quote of yours. But do you find that when you might say something controversial, people have a problem with it, makes you want to get more controversial?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, I mean, I'm not going to do well blending into the background. I'm a small time, F-list TikTok comedian. I need to do weird stuff to get people to notice. And so the more controversial I am, the more hate I get. But I've learned that, you can use that. Like the hate is just as valuable. If you, I film public replies to nasty comments. I lean into the hate hard and I leverage it to my advantage. And I turn it into this like us versus them thing with my fans who like my stuff enough that are like, where they're like, I don't know what I like better, your children's books or your fake apology videos that you make to the haters. And it's just like, if you turn them into content, like I've stood there and read my 1-star reviews of my books on TikTok, holding up the book cover like I'm a promotional whore. It's just like I will turn your 1-star review into more book sales, and you're gonna hate me for it.
That's good. That's smart.
So it's all content, all the hate, all the negativity. You piss off a group of people, that's gold. I mean,
Yeah,
they're telling you.
I don't think I'm very well
St. Joe's Church,
or any Catholic church. I've definitely they got my name on some watch list over at the Vatican. But
I don't think I'm
yeah, I
welcome
mean,
within 500 feet of a school. So,
Well, well,
but sorry, Sage, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
that's all right. That's all right. So where the other thing is, I mean, your books aren't very long, and we'll get to those. But where do the uh, I read that you don't you just they're all kind of in your head. I mean, where do they come from though? I mean, do they come from you know like we were we were mentioning before we got on, like my son's an Eagles fan because he was dropped on his head. I mean, where do they come from? They just pop out of there and say, "This is what I'm going to write a book on." Like for example, you have one. I think Willie Slap or I can't remember the title,
Slappy
but
Will.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, Slappy Will. I mean, obviously that one came out of the Chris Rock and the Will Smith. So that one was pretty okay on top of mind.
Yeah.
But where do all these kind of just come out of?
They come from my head, like, and I use words, and sometimes I'll say a word to like my girlfriend or a friend or somebody else, and they won't know the word, right? Like I'll say, cuck or simp or thirst trap or something
Right.
to a random friend outside of my normal circle, and they'll hear that and they'll say, "What the hell's that?" And then that to me is the trigger. Okay, there's a Urban Dictionary phrase that I know that you don't know. I can make a book about that. There's
Got it.
there's a there's a meme, like I'll never forget, saying to my girlfriend, I want to make a book called Help Me Step Bro. And on the cover, it's, the girl bent over in the washing machine. And she's like, I don't get it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, and she's like, I don't think people are going to get that. I think only you get that. And I'm like, no, I think a lot of people are going to get. So I made the book. And of course, when I'm showing it to people, they as soon as they see the cover, they're like, everybody gets the Help Me Step. I'm stuck in the washing machine. Everybody gets that. So there are certain things where you think it's this small thing, but it's really a big thing. And if everybody's in on the joke and I make a book about it, then we can all sort of have a product to share the joke around.
Right.
So it's really like part of it is, it's voices in my head. Part of it is the ideas come to me because that's just the way my brain works. But a lot of it is, this is funny to me. And if it's funny to me, that's the only litmus test for me. I can make a book in an hour and I can publish it for free. And I can read it on YouTube or read it on TikTok for no money. So I will make a book. If it comes in my head and it makes me giggle just like that much, I'll make a book out of it.
Right.
I think I just felt because I've said on this program
I'll put the sunglasses
many
back
times,
on. It's my eyes.
It is.
or it could be the hair.
It might be the hair.
We've got
But
people
I've
talking
said
about
on
his
this
hair
program many times that when I stopped trying to entertain a specific audience and started to entertain myself,
Yep.
what worlds opened up and I started having a lot more fun. And I'll tell you this, and you probably can sympathize with this, I got a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, I get you.
from early ages, though, we learn to entertain ourselves more than we do others. I mean, it's from playing with yourself and masturbation all the way to telling jokes. I mean, if you can make yourself happy, who needs somebody else?
Exactly.
That's
We're all old enough to be latchkey kids, right? So
Yeah, that's
we all
right.
had to watch
Right.
Gilligan's Island and get excited
Marianne,
about Ginger and
Marianne, Ginger,
Exactly.
Mr.
Exactly.
Hal's wife. Oh, she was my first old woman crush.
Oh, man.
Lovey was the best.
Oh,
Lovey.
absolutely.
And then well, here's the last one, and then I'll give it over to the Kev because I think this will lead in perfectly to his segment. Has there ever been a book that you've written and then you've gone, oh, that's too far?
Ooh, I like that.
No.
So you've gone into it and you've written it and then you've looked at it and it's gone right on that gray line. Because I can think of a couple titles that I've read that you've gone in there and you've looked at it and then after you've written it and you read it and you've gone and you looked at it and you went, "Ooh, that's that's right there."
I have one that has been radically misinterpreted,
Okay.
and for that reason, I would say it's called "Mommy Got a DUI."
Okay.
And there's a part in the thing where it's like I'm reading it. There's like a little girl in the book, and there's a part in the book where like mom gets the DUI, she can't drive you to school. Here's your bus pass, and then it says the transit system may seem scary at first, and then there's a picture of her at a bus stop with a pimp, and it says, "Don't worry, tomorrow your cherry will burst." And that what I meant
Oh,
was
jeez.
stop, full stop. What I meant was, it'll be the first time you take the bus.
Okay.
But when people hear little girl
Yes. With the
Cherry
pimp.
Bob.
cherry burst,
I love that. Though I like the way to think about that. That's a great way to do it.
So
Yeah.
I didn't intend for it to be received in such a drastic way,
Right.
but it did, and I'm
Right.
not changing it. I stand by it.
No. Why
You know?
should you? Why
That
should
led
you?
me to hearing that. I wanted to find out, because there's, now that we're almost here. I mean, I've heard stuff like, we're not camping. Mom and dad lied. We're homeless. But I was wondering, have you ever done one on something like, mom didn't go to grandma's, I buried her in the backyard, something like that, about, something like really nice and dark, like, dad offed mom, or mom killed your brother, or something like that.
I see where your head's at.
Or grandma got run over by a fucking Mack truck.
Here,
I have a series called Dead Babies.
Yeah.
A
Right.
series of short life stories, and in
Short
those,
life stories. Get it?
there's 5 there's 5 volumes. I think I've yeah.
Oh my god.
Every single page is a different dead baby with a different story, and they're all powerful and they're all touching. And
the
like
illustrations are
Catholic touching
awesome.
or real touching?
both.
Oh,
And I feel like I think I've probably killed about 200 babies between those books so far.
Those are Dexter numbers. I like it.
Those are popular. But I don't have any yet. I don't have any dead parents. But this is a common theme where I get talking to people, and they come to me with their thing. And we know what your thing. Now we know what your thing is.
I want to come with you.
Yeah, they come to me with their thing.
Yep.
And it's always specific. It's always, you started off specific. It's always there. It's always like, do you have one where the mom gets drunk and leaves her boyfriend with me for the weekend? And okay, stop. Don't tell me anymore. I don't want to hear it. You have a therapist.
Yep.
I'll beat Kev to it because he's gonna have.
Oh, dude, you knew I'm thinking about it.
He's gonna want you to have an altar boy series.
Dude, you got to have a series where like these altar boys are trying to get away from the priest, and he's got no pants on.
Yeah.
Yep. They're trying
Pants
to get
off,
away.
pants off party.
And they jump in the Pope mobile.
I was thinking like the priest would take them on a mission, But
Missionary.
But the
missionary position.
It's like a camping trip, where boys become men.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Kev's all over
it.
that one.
I'm on it. Okay, so I know your thing. I know your thing. St. Joe, what's your thing?
His thing is hookers. He can't get enough hookers.
Love hookers. He
loves
hookers.
He loves male hookers.
Most of my books end in someone becoming a whore.
Yep.
I
got to tell you,
loves the dog dog.
My favorite series that you got is Cinnamon. Cinnamon. I do love Cinnamon. I think that's
Cinnamon the horse.
So,
Cinnamon is the horse. Yeah.
I
also have Clip Clop, the racist.
The racehorse horse cop. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I can relate to him because of his horse cock.
Yeah.
I got to bring this up really quick. Okay, so we got a little live chat going on over here, and we're bringing up putting babies in microwaves, and I just got to tell you, for one of your books, that's a great idea.
I have one.
Oh, God.
I have
you do?
Multiple babies in multiple microwaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just brings me back to like you remember the Garbage Pail Kids? I mean, a lot of the dead babies, very
100%.
similar look to them and things like that. So it's very
right here.
Dude, me and the soon-to-be world famous wife were
smartphone plug.
Yeah,
there you go.
Just very. It was great. Yeah. I love
Me and
it.
the soon-to-be world-famous wife were just talking about the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah,
What
very.
is she? What is she famous for? Is she on OnlyFans or something? What,
Her feet.
Not yet. I mean, if it gets cold enough, but she's not world famous yet. She's soon to be. Because Brad Cushie's married to me.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's get to what everybody on YouTube is wanting to get
Yay.
to. All 12 people on there. I don't know how many. So I've got this right here.
Okay, religion. You picked. Of course, you picked that one.
Of course, they
Absolutely,
did it for just for me.
absolutely, and I wonder if we could get you to read one of these.
Yeah, yeah. I'll read one to you.
My question is why was the Kev too cheap to buy the autographed version?
Oh, I just went on Amazon and got this.
Let's
Yeah.
read.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah,
I was
you
going to
can
say,
get a
on his
bunch.
website, you can buy autographed ones.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
great.
I just found that out today.
I didn't have the religion one on there though, so
No, I didn't
No.
see
That's
that one on
okay.
there.
You can pick
Okay.
anyone. You pick
Well,
your favorite.
let
Flip-flops
me
on
ask you this: what is your most popular book?
it depends on the month, and it depends on which video's gone viral at the time. But my top selling books are this one here, Race Wars.
Of course.
Cinnamon, a horse forced into the sex trade. Cucumber
Yep.
Curtis can't come to dinner. The Dead Babies coloring book,
Oh,
super
yeah.
Yes.
popular, super popular.
Yes. Yes.
And
That's a good stocking stuffer.
and Dad's a cuck.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That is a cuck.
Nice.
Dad's a cuck. So we'll do this one,
Yes.
Race Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know, you probably know all my books have jingles, right?
Yes.
Yes,
I know
they do.
Most of them do.
Today is the day of the very big race. All of the cars have a smile on their face. The media is here. Corporate sponsors are too. Black car, white car, and yellow car too. Red cars built the track. They've always been here. Brown car's parents don't approve of his career. Yellow car is the smartest. His engine's a masterpiece. Black car is worried he'll get stopped by police. White car always wins. He isn't concerned. Now it's time for the rubber to burn. The crowd is cheering with all of their might, but the cars have all stopped. Something isn't quite right. They're all speaking calmly. They've figured out who will win: the media, the government, and the corporations. Race wars.
Applause. Mutual applause. Applause erupts.
Oh gosh.
So that's probably your most popular book, correct?
Right now, it's the most controversial. Yeah. It's
Okay.
Most popular, most controversial, most angering of the woke.
Probably most true.
It is the most.
Yeah.
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 What was your first book?
My first book.
Oh, yeah,
was,
what is that?
Was this one here? Is it in this stack? Yeah, it's in this stack. The first one was Why Daddy Hits Mommy: A Kid's Guide
Oh,
to
gosh.
Understanding Alcoholism.
God damn.
I just read that one to my wife before we got on the show.
So you're using his books as an apology now?
You know, it's the
Jesus.
graphics, the art in this one is hilarious. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We can do
Yeah,
that.
I
one.
just
You wanna
went-
do-
Oh yeah, the
Oh
floor is
yeah.
yours.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Absolutely. If we
Please.
can.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Why Daddy hits mommy? Kids got to understand alcoholism.
When Dad comes home, he wants two things: a whiskey drink and spotless sinks. even though your mommy works too. Dad's domestic labor expectations are askew. Once Daddy enjoys Drinky 3, it's time for you and Mom to flee. To Grandma's house you'd better go, where Mom will suffer several blows. To the faces where
Jeez.
Daddy hits.
Jesus.
Because he killed me. Because he drinks and cannot quit. Please remember, Dad is sick, even when he uses a stick. Alcohol is Daddy's crutch, and that's why he hits Mom too much. Why Daddy hits Mommy.
I love there's like no solution. It's just like that's it.
Now,
That's it.
how long? How long? Okay, so you write that, you create it, you put it on Amazon. How long before somebody bought that sucker?
About a day.
Yeah.
Really?
So what happened was it all started with covers, actually, right? So I created 100 fake children's book covers as like a joke in itself and made a book out of that. It was just covers, but I never really talk about it because everybody who buys it's like there's no story here. They're just covers. So I made up 100 fake children's book titles like 3 years ago as like I did it in a weekend. It was just like they just came out of me. And then I went on TikTok one day and I said, "My name is Brad Gosse. I write books for children, but my publisher keeps rejecting them." And then I held up Why Daddy Hits Mommy, the cover on an iPad, because I didn't even have it printed out. I just held up my iPad with the cover. And then that got 1 million views. And all the comments were, read it to us. Well, I hadn't written it. I just had the cover. And so I did what they said. I wrote it. I went and I sat down and I wrote it. Dr. Seuss style. I wrote all the lines of the book on, on a piece of paper, and I printed out the piece of paper, and then I held up the cover and I read it. And that got 1 million views. And they said, "Why can't we see the pictures?" Well, fuck. So I illustrated it, and I used clip art from my old company, Vector Tunes, and I illustrated it very quickly. And I thought, well, before I show the pages, why don't I publish it? Why not just put it up on Amazon? It costs nothing to publish a book. So I published it. And then and then rather than, flipping through the pages on an iPad, I ordered a copy, this copy. And when it came, I read the book on TikTok, and it started selling. Like that got millions of views. The book started selling. And then I realized this is the model. Every joke is a book. I give it away. The product is the joke. And if you want to share the joke with somebody else, you can buy it for $10. That was the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then I remember saying, I was talking to a friend and he said, "Well, where does this go? Like how many books?" And I'm like, 100 books, 1,000 books. I don't know. I'm at 98 right now. And I have no signs of stopping. So it's not going to stop at 100. Why not 1,000 books?
Do you mind sharing? I mean, how long have you been doing it? How long have you been in production as far as your books go?
2.5 years.
So right at start of COVID or right before COVID?
Right before COVID started. One of the first books, the second book I wrote was called "You're Going to Camp Coronavirus Because You Didn't Wash Your Hands."
Okay.
And Amazon took it down in a sweep of all coronavirus products. So it got banned. And then I leveraged that. I went on TikTok and I was like, "Amazon banned my coronavirus book. Go get the PDF. Give me your email." And, I got a whole bunch of email addresses and kind of,
nice.
Leveraged it. I leverage every bad thing.
Okay. As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you had all those email addresses to send out to say, "Buy my next book."
Yep.
Right.
Somebody on YouTube asked, "Do you have any on potty training?" Which I guess is kind of a real children's thing, but
I don't. No, but I mean,
that sounds.
That leads me to a next perfect lead in about Amanda Hurd, which you can go in the Johnny Depp trial. I mean, what's the next? Which was kind of what's on the next horizon? Do you have anything coming?
Are we going to get a Johnny Depp book? We're not, and I'll tell you why. I did a Will Smith book, and I've taken this since the Will Smith book. I've decided not to write
news cycle books, because the minute they're gone from the news cycle, the book stops selling.
Book's done.
Right.
Whereas if I write a book on potty training, or something more universal that just goes on forever, that book
Like
stays and it
like
sells
the
for
priests fucking the altar boys.
totally.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
Goes
that's-
on forever.
That is news cycle, but it's been in the news cycle since the 1700s.
Right.
So,
Right.
so
Right.
it's
makes
here
sense.
to stay. It's here to stay. So yeah, so a lot of people are saying, oh, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. I would, but I feel like the minute that's gone, the book is out of nobody's going to buy it. Slappy Will sold amazingly well for 2 months, and now it's dead in the water.
Yeah.
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 I
That makes sense.
totally get that. I wonder if Will bought a copy. He probably did.
I think Jada bought a copy. She's in it.
Oh, for sure she did.
Yeah.
She'll probably hit you up.
So I would rather, like, for me, like, my newest book just came out this week. I don't even have a copy in my hands, or I'd show it to you, but I'm getting it tomorrow. It's called Sweatshop Kids Make Everything You Own. So to me, it's like the more I can hit on stuff that's like relevant 50 years ago, relevant today, relevant, 50 years from now. I mean, the reality is you're still going to want cheap shoes 50 years from now.
That's right.
Right.
So
Sure.
some kid's going to get hit with your shoelace.
I saw
awesome.
on TikTok where you were I don't know if you were at an open mic or if that was a showcase for you or anything like. Do you do that regularly?
Not regularly. I would do it more, but I'm lazy. And the reality is that if I have a show on July 8th at the Comedy Lab in Toronto, like
Okay.
a proper show. But I do open mics. But I'm a 48-year-old man, and
Right.
that's a young man's game. It's a young person's game, not a young man's game. There are, there's one girl that does some open mics. And so if I go and I do that, it's like I got to drive to the city, get in my car, that's a whole thing, pay for parking, go now I'm in the bar, I got to drink bourbon. So, that has to happen. And then, and then I got to wait, an hour or two for my slot, and then, go up and do, maybe 3 to 5 minutes in front of 40 other comedians.
True.
And that's a lot of time, money, effort away from my couch to reach 40 people who don't really buy my books. Whereas if I fire up my phone, like when we're done here, I could go live on TikTok for 30 minutes and I'll get 45,000 people to watch me.
Exactly.
And some of those people have never seen me before. I'll pick up 1,000, 2,000 followers. I'll get, I'll sell 10, 20 books. There's just no, like, it doesn't make not even financial sense, because the audience is different, right? Doing it in my basement in a vacuum is totally lifeless. Doing it for an audience is a totally different experience. But the return on effort, on energy, real talk, I don't believe in time management. I believe in energy management. We have no control over time, but we can control our energy. So if I spend my energy on things that pay back in dividends, that's wise use of my time. So it's hard for me to justify the open mics. Like, I see those people, they go to every open mic in the city every night, and that's their life. I'm an introvert.
Sometimes multiple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. I like to stay home, and I struggle to, like, that whole culture is go dog it out at the open mics and then beg the producers to give you slots. I'm not a beggar. If I ask for something and I don't get an answer, I don't ask again. I'm not, that's why I could have never been in sales, so like I would just I just look at, pure return on energy. And that's why TikTok has been so good for me. I can write a joke, tell it on TikTok, upload it to TikTok, and I'll know within 20 minutes if that joke is a good joke or not.
Yeah.
Based on the number of views it gets, the engagement rate, all that stuff. It's like my whole test bed is on my phone.
Can I ask a question, Kip? I'm sorry to interject during your stuff, but
Yeah, go ahead.
because I noticed when you came on, me and St. Joe was like, hey, where's his sunglasses? Obviously that's, have you noticed, I mean, because over a million people that's a lot of people that know you on social media, and that's just on one platform. So if you add them all up, I mean, you're probably approaching 2 million. I don't know. But have you had any moments where you've been out in public and someone's approached you and been like, oh, hey,
Yep.
can you sign my book? Or I saw you, or what's that like dealing with that? Because I've never had anything except girls that I accidentally fucked at the nightclub come up to me in public and
Right.
yell at me. I've
Right.
never had
You
any
told
fan
me
stuff.
you had a vasectomy.
No, I have a vaginus. And they lied because I didn't, and I saw my babies. But anyway, have you dealt with anything like that? I mean, obviously you have, but
Yeah, yeah, it's happened a few times. Not that often. It happens when I go to the comedy club. Some of the other comedians recognize me from TikTok, or people in the audience say, "Oh, I love your TikToks" or something. But it's rare. People who go to comedy clubs aren't TikTok people or
got it.
YouTube people. For the most part, they're kind of different crowd. Just I don't know, a couple weeks ago, my girlfriend and I were out for a walk. We live in a nice little neighborhood outside of Toronto, and we have a nature path. We were walking, and some teenage boy came over, and he was like, "Oh my god, I know you," and took a selfie with me, and it was cool. Like, it was just a 2-minute interaction, and he was nice, and we took a picture, and he was thrilled. So was I.
Yeah, that is cool.
It doesn't happen often enough in my mind. There's a part of me that's like, why doesn't everybody recognize me?
Yeah.
So it could happen more. I'd be okay with it.
If you were driving around in a Candyman van, people would all rush to you.
Yeah, I should get one.
You should.
Oh, I would do that.
Don't you have a book about a guy in a white
Yeah.
van?
Yeah,
No, it's purple.
I have a book called Candyman Van. Strangers
Yeah.
come in all shapes and sizes.
That's
Yep.
right.
Nice.
Yep.
Do you find, because I'm kind of amazed at your social media presence, specifically on TikTok, because we've tried multiple times to say something controversial. I mean, I got lambasted in December by the woke crowd on TikTok, and decided that it was kind of too woke for me, because I really like being woken up at 2:30 in the morning with 150 notifications or whatever of comments telling me that I'm a dick. But do you find that TikTok or social media in general is too woke? I mean, I can only imagine with 1.2 million followers and the content that you put out there, what types of comments that you get.
It's interesting because I talk about racism.
Sure.
I talk about racism a lot. I have multiple. I have a book called My Racist Gran, Race Wars, which we just read. Clip Clop, the Racist Horse Cop. Baba Black Sheep deals with another routine stop.
Yep.
A lot of my books are about race. Well, they're about racism. And what I've learned is that there's a crowd of people, and I would say they're kids. Most of them are kids who think that talking about racism is the same as racism, and talking about race makes you racist, especially if you're a middle-aged white guy, which all four of us are.
Right.
And so when a middle-aged white guy starts to talk about race, it really gets the backup of a select group of people. And with TikTok specifically, most of my race books have been banned. Race Wars is the only one I can still read. Clip Clop, the Racist Horse Cop video got taken down for hate speech. And if you read, you really have to read the community guidelines, right? Because the community guidelines are pretty clear. You think they're not, but they are. So I was like, why would Clip Clop get taken down? It's a racist horse. But there's a page where he steps on a black man, and that's the reason. It's like if you read their policy, any depiction of racism, it all falls under hate speech. So if you show, if I show a KKK man, even if he's crossed out, and I say, don't listen to that, they'll say that's hate speech. If I show Hitler and I say Hitler's bad, they'll say that's hate speech. So no matter what it doesn't matter the message. What matters is the imagery. So I've learned through multiple suspensions, I've had a 2-week suspension, I've had a 10-day suspension, I've had multiple 7-day, multiple 1-day suspensions. I've been this close to getting banned multiple times on TikTok before I learned what I can and can't get away with. And like when I read Why Daddy Hits Mommy, when I go live and I read Why Daddy Hits Mommy, I skip these pages
Yeah.
I skip these pages because it's depicting gore and violence, which they don't accept. So I've just learned what I can and can't show. And the
Right.
best thing I ever did was write Race Wars because it's about cars. And nobody in the community guidelines department is going to try and look deeper. They're not going to say, well, yeah, you might think it's about people, but it's just like nobody's going to look into the symbolism because there's not enough depiction of hate speech happening here for them to say it's racist. It's about race. Everybody gets that.
Mhm.
But it was done in such a way where you couldn't really attack it, but people were still saying it was racist because I used stereotypes. And so I would argue with that woke type of person where I would say, okay, and my favorite thing to say, someone would say it was racist, and then I would say, okay, we're going to play the game of, is this racist? You have to pick the race that you're going to represent in this argument. Pick the race you're going to speak for. 9 times out of 10, people drop out of the conversation immediately right away because they're white and they can't speak for another race. So I say, pick the race you're going to speak for, and they just disappear. And then every once in a while, someone comes in and says Asian, black, yellow, red, brown car, whatever. And then they're like, you're perpetuating negative stereotypes. I'm like, which stereotype is negative? Well, you're saying that all Asian people are smart. Well, how is that negative? Well, it oppresses them. It puts pressure on them to be smarter. Well, who puts that pressure on them? Their parents. So what you're saying is their Asian parents are buying my book to put more pressure on their kids? Well, no. So it's like I argue them to the wall, and then they can't do it. They don't know what to say
I mean, you know why stereotypes are funny, right?
because they're true.
Because they're fucking true.
Yeah, of course.
I
I
mean,
understand that.
Yeah,
get
I mean, a lot of people don't.
I read Race Wars in a room full of Indian people.
Yeah.
And when I got to the brown car page, the room erupted in laughter. Like,
Right.
It's like teenage white people that get upset about the race stuff. It's
Yeah,
right.
very rarely, people of color, people who most people, I think there's a small group of people who survive. They're addicted to outrage porn, and they're just looking for the next thing to make them angry. And they're looking in your comments for any kind of sign that other people might be angry. And if they find it, they jump on it and they get on it like, like flies on shit. And they want a piece of it. And I don't know. I can't even remember what your question was, but I hope it answered it.
Well, on TikTok, you said community guidelines.
Yeah.
One thing that got us in trouble is that we put a stereotype video out there mocking a terrorist and likening that terrorist to speaking like a goat. And they didn't like that. They extended us in a 15-day timeout. I'm sure the 15-day one. The second one was yours truly stitching a video with somebody that has way more followers than me. He was saying something along the lines of spanking a child is child abuse. And all I said like 5 words. I said, no, it's not. And this guy, to say nothing of the fact that he didn't have children. And I said, no, it's not. And how the fuck would you know? And you would have thought that I started World War fucking 3. I mean, I'm talking weeks, to the point to where I had to shut off the comments. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with you guys. And then just 2 weeks ago, we made a friend in the flat earth community. And I don't know if you believe that the earth is flat, but I don't think you're a fucking idiot. So you probably don't anyhow. And we did not agree with him. So that crowd, we're a bunch of fucking morons,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the community
you had them on
guidelines.
you had a flat earther on your show?
We
Oh,
did.
dude, we had
Yes.
the flat earther.
The flat
Like
Yeah.
Flat Earth Dave, dude. He's got he's like you with the books. That's him with the flat Earth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mike, I hope you asked this question. I'm going to ask you the question because you're 1 degree of separation from a flat earther. I don't have any access. Did you
Okay.
ask them what's the benefit of tricking the whole world into thinking the world is round?
Yes, I did ask him.
Mul-
Well, first
multiple
he's answered. He never
times.
answered it. He never answered it.
No, never answered it.
He
What's your
dodged it like the
motivation?
fucking plague.
Like why are potentially millions of pilots around the world in on this lie and all lying to us? Like what did they tell them that was so important that they all thought they should lie to everybody? I mean, one of my best friends is a pilot. He would totally tell me, he'd be like, dude, the earth is flat. Trust me. And I would believe him because he was a pilot for like his whole life. International pilot. If he told me the earth was flat, I'd believe him. I would. I'd be like, okay, Dave says it is, so
Yeah.
he
Right.
flies.
Well, these
Yeah.
guys are relentless. They're and you're an idiot if you don't believe them. And to say nothing of the fact that we don't have an open mind, which is exactly the way they are.
Right.
So, but
What is
how?
all that
Go ahead.
behind? I was just wondering. I know that I can't see everything behind you, which is fine. It's your background, but what is all the in the boxes back there? I can't see that far. I'm
They're
sorry.
comic books. They're comic
It's all
books.
comic books.
Ah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
What is your favorite comic?
Yeah.
My favorite comic is fuck. You got to hit me.
That's
with the
a
hard
weird comic.
questions. You got to hit me with the hard questions right now. I would say Spider-Man. Yeah.
Are
Just
you more
because
of a
just
Marvel
'cause
guy than DC?
No, I'm right down the middle. I have no.
Okay.
I have no.
I find that people our age are more right down the middle. I'm just, you said you're 48, I'm 47. Are right
I'm
down the middle
35.
because we grew up with the Michael Keaton and the Christopher Reeve and all that good stuff. And Marvel really wasn't prevalent unless you read comic books, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
source material for what's popular now.
Or you watch the Spider-Man cartoon, which was horrible.
Or the really
Yes.
bad
Yes.
live action. You remember the mid 80s live action Spider-Man?
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Or the 1950s
Terrible.
Superman. Remember
Ah,
the
dude.
19
Well, when he,
George
the flying
Reeves?
around,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
terrible. That was terrible. Well, we had a top 5 superpower. What would be your number one superpower that you could have if you would have one?
I would make panties disappear.
I fucking do that. I don't even have a superpower.
Nice. Nice.
St. Joe does that, but for altar boys.
Yeah.
Oh
See that?
boy. See, right there. There we go. It always comes back
Yeah.
to religion.
Yeah.
Well, can you do one more book for us?
Fuck
To lead
yeah,
us
I can
out.
afford- Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Cool. Yes.
There's
And,
a lot of comics. Look at
I
that.
can't
Oh.
wait to I can't
Wow.
wait to get the new book comes out tomorrow, you said?
It's out today.
Out today. Okay.
It's
awesome.
called it's called Sweatshop Kids Make Everything You Own.
Dude, that's
All right,
awesome.
push-
We
I'm
need to
pushing
get that and
tomorrow.
send it to Roger Wright.
Oh,
Oh
God,
God,
yes.
that guy's hilarious.
What I like about it is I'm kind of on a mission to trigger the woke kids. And I
Do it.
thought it would be fun to catch them on their smartphones complaining and then be like, a little kid made your phone, right? And like if I could convince
Right.
them that everything in their life was the benefit of slave labor, then that would kind of be a fun book to read.
Right.
All right, I'm
Right.
going to give you two choices here.
Okay. Perfect.
Since this is a no rating type of a show,
Absolutely.
your
Okay.
options are going to be Clip Clop the racist horse cop. We had to bring that in,
Right.
or wait for it.
Oh, it could be a dead baby.
Sex toy story.
Oh. Oh boy, that is a tough choice right there.
That is tough.
That is tough.
Is it too pretentious douchebaggery to go, hey, both?
No,
Yeah. I say we hear both.
I'm here to
Yeah.
educate and entertain you. So I mean,
Oh,
you know,
this is.
I
Cam,
mean,
I'm glad you asked because I wouldn't have. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad he said yes. Can we get one with the sunglasses on? Because I love it.
Oh.
It kind of makes me hot.
he's playing the yes and game right now. He's like, yeah, can I?
Can I just try the tip?
I
And
taught
my balls?
my kids that. I taught my kids that when they were young. I was like, ask for the whole fucking bag of cookies, and then
That's
work your way down. You want a cookie? Can I have the bag? Can
That's
I
right.
have 10?
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Give me all of it.
there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
Yes.
It's like we're watching a TikTok. I love it.
love it.
I love it. That's my favorite thing about it too.
Clip clop, the racist horoscope. Clip clop, the racist horoscope. Clip clop, the racist horoscope. Patrolling the streets for suspicious black deeds.
There once was a horse. His name was Clip Clop. Ever since he was a kid, he wanted to be a cop. He went to the academy to learn how to police. His first few calls saving cats stuck in trees. Clip Clop was happy patrolling the streets. But then we discovered that he hated black peeps.
Oh, Jesus.
Whenever he saw them, he pulled out his gun. So Clip Clop got fired after a lengthy investigation. Clip Clop.
Oh, I can see why that one got kicked off. Yep.
Yeah. This one here is also not allowed on TikTok. This one's banned from TikTok as well. It's Sex Toy Story.
Sex Toy Story. When parents go to sleep, the toys will play. Sex Toy Story. Sex Toy Story. It's Sex Toy Story.
Now I'm going to warn you up front. This one's gratuitous.
Uh-oh.
When parents
Awesome.
go to sleep, their toys will play. But tomorrow is another Valentine's Day. Dad bought Mom a gift. It's not chocolate or flowers. They'll soon be replaced, and it won't work in the shower. Bye-bye, bunny rabbit. Farewell, pocket rocket. Mom's special new toy plugs into a socket. No more balls made of steel. Anal beads, it's the end. No more veiny dildo. Say goodbye, double end. Dust will gather on Eggy. No more Peggy strap on. Mommy's new friend is a Hitachi magic wand. Sex Toy Story.
Fucking great.
Oh, God.
Jay, I think that should be on your Christmas list, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
just
You know,
should be the cover
I
of your
know
Christmas
there's
card.
one of our core listeners needs that book, I think.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a way.
Yeah.
That's a,
She-
well, speaking of that, so next week we're doing a Father's Day episode, and I know that you have some Father's Day cards.
I do, yeah.
So I sent them one. That was the one to Jesus about getting a dog. That was my favorite one. But I sent them a little one about having a. So those are, I think those are available on your website that you can go to.
Yeah, BradGosse.com. Yeah.
Yep. And I saw that those are very popular to send some very humorous Father's Day cards that I saw there that
Yeah.
many people should go get. They're very funny.
I want to cover all the holidays eventually. You know.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas and yeah. That
Yeah.
would be very funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man. I can only say that I like Brad Grosse better than
There's no
Flat
R.
Earth Dave. I don't care. I put
There's
it in
no
there.
R
He's,
in there.
he's French Canadian.
People put the R in there all the time.
Grosse.
Yeah.
Do you
It
speak
sounds
French?
No.
I'm churching
No.
that shit up like Joe Dirt.
No. They taught us. They taught us in grade school to speak French, but then, you don't do it and you forget.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
And
don't
there's-
want to speak French because then you'd know how to surrender, right?
The only thing I know how to say in French is, "This is my pencil. My pencil is big."
I like it a lot.
So,
Brad,
I think
where's
I could,
the
I think
best
I could
place-
get pretty. I think I could get pretty far in Paris with that. So,
You could with your huge pencil.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Brad, where's the
It's
best
more
place
girth
for them to
than
find you?
length. BradGosse.com, ask.bradgosse.com has all my links. If you want to see, all my channels, all my things. That's it. Amazon, Google me.
Okay.
That's right.
You could get
I'm
all
everywhere.
of his books at Amazon, correct?
That's right. Amazon in your country, wherever you are. My books are printed in Japan, Australia, the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada,
Do,
United
do,
States.
do you get a lot of abroad outside of the United States? Do you get a lot of sales
I
abroad?
get
Can
a lot
you
of
track
broads.
that?
Yeah, I get a lot of broads.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Set them up for that. Well, we'll put all your links in our show notes. This will be distributed. It's on YouTube now, but it'll be distributed tomorrow morning.
Appreciate the
But
distribution.
what's that?
I appreciate the distribution. I love
Oh
distribution.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
But
being
we'll
distributed.
put it. We'll put it out.
I like getting passed around like a cheerleader.
Nice.
I would
Nice.
pass you around. I'd keep you for a few minutes. That hair.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah.
You're
You guys have
magnificent.
anything?
Magnificent Brad Gosse. I'm so fucking happy that you came on and graced us with your royal presence tonight. All the way from the Canadian Federation, which is, I mean, mind-boggling that you guys have internet good enough to actually be online with us and we can see you. in all your
I get my
glory.
Wi-Fi from Buffalo, so I'm good.
Good.
Nice.
That's just right up the
Yep.
street from me.
Yep.
That is good. Yeah, but thank
Right
you
up
so
the
much
street
for coming
from
on,
you.
man. Absolutely love your stuff. It's funny.
It's hilarious.
And we need I think I tell Kev this all the time. The world needs a lot more comedic relief. And if people could stop taking themselves so fucking serious, they'd be a lot better off.
I agree.
So thanks for coming on, man. You were awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on, Brad. And it's Brad Gosse at bradgosse.com. And we'll catch you later, all right?
Thanks.
Thanks, brother, man. Good to see you,
Thanks,
brother.
sir.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And there he goes. Brad Gosse right there. Let's see how long it takes him to figure out how to get out of here.
Well, it'll tell him don't leave until it's 100% uploaded or something. But
Yeah,
Right,
it's awesome.
right.
leave
So,
studio,
it's all
end
good.
call, whatever.
That's
Go
awesome.
ahead.
Yeah.
He can
It's-
walk away whenever he wants. See,
It's the
nope,
fun
we-
studio. He's talking.
see, he's talking. We can't hear him now. It's great. Oh God, there he is. Don't let him fucking talk. I'm just kidding.
He looks like a dead baby.
So get him out of the microwave.
That's awesome.
Hurry the fuck
Get him
up.
on the
No.
microwave. Oh my god.
I think
No,
he can. I think
that's
he
awesome.
can X out.
He can exit
know.
whenever he wants. It'll still be there.
He can exit. It'll let him
Yeah.
do it. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It'll let
That's,
him
That was
Uh,
awesome.
that's
What a
pretty
cool
fun.
motherfucker.
No, it's not letting him go.
No, it's not letting. Well, you know what? We're gonna. Hey, Brad, you still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Hey, okay. So we actually, this would be a good thing to do. We do this thing at the end of every show. Okay, it's called the stupid tweet of the week. It's kind of like our thing. People like send us tweets and stuff like that, and we read them, and they're stupid. You want to join us for this real quick?
Yes.
Okay, because
Cool.
I think with Riverside, it's not really giving you a choice.
Yeah, you're fucking stuck.
You know.
I never I never
So-
clicked leave, so I'm still here.
He's here.
I just
Okay,
thought I'd
cool,
stay and make
cool.
it weird.
He's a
Nah, you're
worker.
good.
I love it.
No, you're good. Okay, so there.
Can we go
there
topless
are,
for this part? Yes. Oh God.
All right, lay 'em on.
So-
This, stupid tweets.
Maple titties.
You know, anyhow, make sure there's no more listener questions here. But okay, so the first tweet, there's 5 this week, guys. Okay,
Okay.
so there's 5 this week, and then we vote on which one's the best. And some are stupid, some are funny, but they're all ridiculous. Okay, so the first one has a picture of Mount Rushmore on it and says, "Someone pointed out that there are 4 faces carved in the side of this mountain, and now I can't unsee it."
Okay.
I guess they
Okay.
didn't realize that they were there.
Not a joke.
The second one by a guy named Angelo, who is he says there's a rule to this stupid tweet of the week. It's not always the tweet, but sometimes it's the
Response.
Reply.
reply.
Oh, damn it. I said
he-
it wrong. Well, fuck yourself.
Angelo says there should be a zoo of drunk white people doing stupid shit. And the first reply is, "It's called Florida."
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's
I kinda
pretty
like
good.
that one. All right.
And
All right.
true.
I just took the lead that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas says, "Damn, I just hit my head really hard. I think I might have a Caucasian."
Oh. ch- No.
So he's just an idiot.
Yep.
No. Tashika here is an idiot.
Oh.
Ebola has reached Dallas. I'm packing to Texas. I can't stay in a diseased country any longer.
Okay.
It feels like it was intentionally stupid,
Yes.
Right.
and it tried too hard, like too many things.
Right.
A couple of
I'm leaving
weeks
Texas.
ago. So, Joe, do you remember a couple of weeks ago we had one? What was the one that we lost our shit on about the?
Cheeseburger?
No, do you remember the tweet that we lost our shit on about the? Oh, I forget. Whatever. Beeves will remember. But this one's kind of like right up the alley. It says, "Just made some cornbread. Bone app the teeth."
Oh God. Yes. Okay. Bone apathy. Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
talking about now with the
I
old
do
one.
remember. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You know. Oh,
I'll
it
think
was.
of it as it comes along.
No. It was oh bitch you worried.
Obituary. Yes.
Yeah, oh bitch
Yes.
you worried.
Yep.
Yeah, so this one is just made some cornbread, bone app the teeth. So
Yeah.
those are 5 really stupid tweets. I think by your reaction,
Second one's
the damn
Yeah, Florida.
either the damn I just hit my head really hard. I think I might have a Caucasian.
no.
Florida.
There should be a zoo of
Florida.
drunk white people doing stupid shit.
Florida.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's called Florida.
That's
Yeah.
Here we would say
Well-
it's called here in Canada. We would say it's called America,
true.
but Florida's more specific.
You guys are right, though. We're a shit
Yeah.
show. I mean, if you go anywhere else in the world, America is the shit show pony.
We don't have
We
to go
are
anywhere.
the
We just turn on CNN and we can see it every night.
Facts.
It's right there.
True.
We love
Right.
mass.
That's
We
true.
love mass shootings. We love all
Yeah.
kinds of guns. You know, whatever.
True.
Anything.
You guys.
What did you
are
guys think of
American.
Trump?
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
We don't-
He doesn't do political stuff. He
it's
told you
none of
this
our-
earlier.
It's none of our business what happens in your country. You know,
Right.
like,
Gotcha.
I have no opinion on your president because it's not. I don't vote there. I have no business in your politics. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
We could talk about other things like law, guns, you know, all that kind of stuff. but
Marijuana.
The
Yeah.
wanna. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one. Health care.
I'm a gun guy. I love guns. When I come to America, my friends take me shooting. I go to the gun range. Like, you got an AR-15,
Nice.
we're going to the gun range. Like, I love guns. So
Right.
I'm pro gun.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
like it.
You know.
Cool. All right. Well, he's Brad Gosse. We can find him at bradgosse.com. We'll have his links up in the show notes.
right.
Jay,
I'm
you
leaving
got
for real
anything
this
going
time.
on? Yeah.
Leaving
Jay,
for
you got
real?
anything going on the 2 penny
For
this
real
week?
this time. For real this time.
For real this time. All right. See
For
you later.
real this
Jay,
time?
anything on the 2
Adios.
penny? Who do you got? Who do you got coming this week, Jay?
Well, since I don't have anybody coming on this week.
No?
I'm going solo again. I went solo last week. It was easy. I like having people on, but the truth is it's a pain in the fucking ass sometimes
Yeah.
because it's just you know, I did some analytics today. I was looking at analytics on my episodes.
What the fuck is with the analytics?
What's wrong with analytics? What?
Nothing's wrong with analytics. I just think,
I never looked at them
producing good-
before until today. And the
Okay.
reason why
I
is if
never
you
look
on
at
our
'em.
Twitter fucking feed today, and I know you do because you're Captain Twitter
Yeah.
reader.
I saw him too.
And so I saw somebody posted about how they had all these, listeners and downloads. And I was like, that's awesome. I was like, I don't even fucking know how many people listen to me. Is it 1 person? Is it 3 people? All 10 people that give a shit about what I talk about probably tune in. So let's find out. So I went and looked at my analytics, which is a great word. And now I want to say it all the time. But the biggest episode that I had of most listens, or not the most plays, I should say, not the most listens or downloads, but the most plays was the one with Beebs, the mystery meat episode that I had 2 weeks ago, which was crazy because for the longest time, it was my very first episode. And I think it was because I had a lot of people from the Unfiltered cast that came over and, were checking me out. after that first
Yeah.
week. But yeah, the Beebs episode, Mystery Meat, is by far. I mean, I'm talking by hundreds of plays more than anybody else. And I don't know if Beebs just had everybody in his family press play or something, but it was mind blowing. I'm halfway tempted to, drag him out. And I do have an episode in my pocket of when I was trying to figure out Riverside for the first time. And I got the Beebs and Keb on there. And I never released it because at the time I was like, well, I don't want to release it if I can't have St. Joe on here with it too. And actually, I don't know. I'm pretty confident that you were busy that night because I think they told me even in the episode that you had something going on with family or something.
Yeah.
But I'm halfway tempted to release that episode because there's some good content on there. So who knows? I may chalk and fire out an episode out of the closet.
A lost episode.
A lost episode. It was going to be episode number 2, so it's like 2.5 months ago.
I know why that Beebs was so popular because didn't you have a mystery caller in the middle of that episode?
Oh,
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
I was
Pretty sure it did.
I'm still amazed that you were able to click into the fucking podcast.
I don't even know how I did that.
I don't know. But
I'll tell you.
boom,
Here's how it sounded. Hey, Jay, I just want you to know that the score is 7-4.
I had a drink or two.
I had a couple people tell me, they were like, "Hey, was the Kev really drunk when he called in, or was he trying to sound drunk?" I was like, "No, I think he just came from the bar."
No, I think I was like because that was
that was anniversary night or birthday.
No, it's soon to be world famous wife's birthday. Yeah, our anniversary is like in 2 weeks.
Quiet. I gotta keep it down. I gotta keep it down. The girls are in the next room.
But I edited out his first call. That was the second call that you heard on there. Because the first call, he comes in, he's like, "Hey, I'm like, what the fuck?" And Babes is like, "Huh? Was that the Keb?" And I'm like, it immediately dropped.
Hey, guys, I gotta keep it down. The girls are in the next room. I gotta go. You gotta keep it quiet.
Look, motherfucker.
Hey, we didn't get a score update all night.
The Braves won 3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boombo.
They played the A's. We're getting some. I'm turning YouTube off here. I'm done with those people.
You're done with YouTube?
Yeah, I'm done with those people. I'm turning it off. Somebody else monitor the comments. But
I didn't even know. I was earlier.
Well, it's good, man. That was a good. That guy's hilarious.
That was fun.
I like that. I'm
was
gonna
a lot of
say
fun.
that might have been my favorite. One of my favorite guests. I mean, Funny Mane was good. DC Glenn was great. I liked Jeremy. Jeremy was fun. I mean, yeah.
What about Flat Earth Dave?
Oh no, worst guest ever.
What about Pixie?
Pixie was great. I like Pixie.
Yeah, and don't forget we had Mama D as a guest too.
Mama D, great. Brad was great. Right up there. Yep. So that's good. It's good.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
I might have to order some of his books.
No, I'm absolutely going to. He's awesome.
For those of you that aren't watching us on YouTube, I'm holding up a book that I own of Brad Gosse. Is called "Religion: Controlling People with Mythical Fear." Would you guys like to hear this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to hold it up like he does, but this is for a specific listener out there who's telling me right now to go fuck myself.
Oh boy.
So this is called "Religion: Controlling People with Mythical Fear" by Brad Gosse. Read by the Kev. Before the police, they had to control the animalistic urges of people with holes. In their morality and sin, they would revel. So we created the angels and devils to account for why we're here on this earth. and explaining how the first people birthed. Today, religion is still used to manage people who want to take some advantage. And we got a pimp right here that's saying, "Bitch, better have my money." It's it's a sin to take somebody's life. You also can't lust for your neighbor's hot wife. Every culture invents evil and good to keep you from having fun in your hood. Jesus, Ganesh, Buddha, and Krishna stop you from coveting your neighbor Patricia. The end. Written by Brad Gosse. That's religion controlling people with mythical fear. Now available on Amazon.
That's funny.
Yeah, and his new book comes out tomorrow.
New
That's
book
funny.
comes
That is
out
good.
tomorrow. All right.
That's funny.
The Stupid History Minute.
Yeah.
We did it.
You know,
We did it.
We didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh, stupid
He
history.
did
I
the
thought it was
stupid tweet.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Oh,
say it was
stupid-
brought to you by the Stupid
Okay,
History
well,
Minute.
I didn't read
What
the
the
stupid
fuck?
tweet of the week. Okay, this is stupid tweet of the week brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. Over 100 episodes now streaming wherever you download podcasts. There should be a zoo of drunk white people doing stupid shit. It's called Florida.
Oh, yeah, that.
Nice. I like it.
I hope people are still watching YouTube. for that.
Oh,
I
I
didn't.
said you turned it off.
No. I turned my phone off, monitoring the comments.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I really
Jeez,
hope
like,
that.
I just gagged on it. Oh, the gag noises. Hold on.
Wonder if St. Joe's girlfriend. St. Joe's girlfriend's watching.
yeah. Great. That's great.
No? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh yeah,
this is
she went nuts on good old Watson.
good old Andy.
Yeah, that's all right.
I like Andy. Andy had some
I
good
don't think
points.
so.
You know, I
was
like
having
Andy.
fun.
I liked it when they started like throwing the insults back and forth. When they were just like, fuck it. You know?
Yeah.
Like the last
He was
4 or
having-
5 tweets.
He was having fun, but
I you know.
I
I
can
think
admit she's way more woman than I could ever fucking handle.
oh
Yeah.
god,
I mean, I would love to try, not a fucking joke, but there's no way in hell I could handle that. I mean, I'm just gonna admit I know my limits.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
no,
I'd be lost in the sauce in the best way possible.
yeah, no.
I mean,
I'd be afraid that I would look and go, well, done.
Yeah.
It should be no.
Kind of like speed humping.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
You
kinda
know.
just like speed humping.
exactly. I'd be like,
Kinda
oh god, I wouldn't know what to
the
do.
speed hump.
Yep,
Be over
wouldn't know
before
what
it
to do.
started.
So
Anyway.
But anyway,
all right, let's get out of here, guys. Jay, I can find you at the 2 Penny still on Twitter.
Always, every day, any day. Find me over at the
So-
2 Penny.
St. Joe, you're still at St. Joe UNF Pod.
still there.
All right, and I'm still at KebLibs, KEBLIVES. All of us are at UNFpod.com or at UNFpod on Twitter. _UNF_pod on Instagram, which is surprisingly gaining some traction. And then if you want to see our 4 videos on TikTok, you can, just hit the search bar and hit the Unfiltered Podcast, and 94,000 Unfiltered Podcasts will come up, and just hit the one that has our logo on it. So we want to thank Brad Gosse for coming on. Very funny guy. Go follow him. All of his links will be in the show notes. And we're going to follow it up next week. We're going to have another guest that everybody knows and loves next week for our Father's Day show. And we'll get ready for that. We got a good one and some good things planned for the rest of the summer. So for Jay, for St. Joe, my name is the Kev, and we will catch you guys